Did I read very many books in January? That's a solid no. Yay, because busy season. Hello and welcome to the Ponderings of Pete. I'm Pete Wagger, and I didn't read very many books this month, which, makes sense because I just started busy season for my job as an accountant. Let's talk about the books that I did not read, and let's also talk about the books I want to read next month, which is still not decreasing the number, which is weird. So what did I read in January? What did I plan to read? I think I planned to read 4 or 5 books. We'll get to all of them here. The first book I read was Jurassic Park Lost World. This was a buddy read with Shelf Space, just a kind of an unofficial one with me. Jessie May read it. Andrew at Get Right In read it. And a few other people in Shelf Space. But yeah, I read the first Jurassic Park a while ago, and I really liked it. Very thriller, keeps you on the edge of your seat. And The Lost World delivers in spades as well. Similar storyline to a certain extent. I mean, this time it's Island B instead of Island A, but it's still delivered. Michael Crichton is amazing at delivering just edge of your seat action. I read this pretty quickly. I read this in a day or two, honestly, because I just couldn't put it down. I'm definitely wanting to read more Michael Crichton. I have another book by him on my shelf, and I think I'll probably start collecting a few other books by him in order to read eventually. So keep an eye out for that. The second book I completed, and this is also the last book I completed, is Sabala Bane by James S.A. Corey, aka It's Two People. Wow, this book was awesome. It was in this book that I actually figured out what the Expanse was about. And I'll probably repeat this if I do a review video for it. And this book is about humanity. And that seems kind of general, but essentially this series about what is about the reactions of humankind. What is humankind going to do when confronted with XYZ situation? And this continues that progression of what's going to happen when humans come in contact with another world, when they colonize a world. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it is fantastic. Planning on doing a review. We'll see with editing how it gets out or not, but we shall see. Beautiful book. Definitely continuing the series this month, February. First book that I didn't finish. I didn't officially DNF this book. I plan on trying to get done with it. I'm about halfway through, but that is Light of the Jedi. It's interesting, but I'm not gripped by it, essentially is what happened. I really wanted to get on to Sabala Bane, I think, when I got this, because this came in the mail, and I started it, but then I wanted to just continue with something else, and so I did. This is the first book in the High Republic Publishing Initiative by Star Wars. It has come under some flack for diversity things, like in terms of people being annoyed that diversity is a thing. Like they're not that's incorrect. It all stemmed from, there was a shot of the writer's room, and there was a wish list, and there were a lot of things on that wish list that were very diversity focused and social justice focused, and a lot of people didn't like that. And so far in reading this, I'm only about halfway through, I'm not getting that vibe from this book, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think it's exciting to see a lot of aliens. Like the one thing that I'm excited about is seeing more aliens as Jedi. I think in the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy specifically, because they could have done it in the sequel trilogy, and then the prequel trilogy, we didn't see enough aliens as Jedi. Like the original trilogy, they were unable to do aliens as Jedi because technology. The prequel trilogy, they tried it out a little bit, but it was still kind of clunky. And then the sequel trilogy, they literally had no excuse to not give us an alien for one of the main 3. Like, why not? And they failed to deliver because they're idiots. That's a strong annoyance for my part. But hey, now we're getting some of that. I'm excited. I hope we see more of that in TV shows, honestly, too. Because I would really love to follow a series about a Wookiee Jedi would be really cool. Or, Nautilin or Togruta. I mean, we already have Ahsoka, but Togruta, cool. That's my thoughts on that. This other book I'm getting through slowly. This is my expansionary book, and that is Crime and Punishment. I think I'm about halfway through right now. My plan is to get this done this month so I can start on my way to finishing Infinite Jest in March. This is very interesting and very different from any of the other books I'm reading. Deeply philosophical, really about just the mental state of people, but it really touches on how does crime change a person, which is very interesting to read about. I definitely need to get back to this. This next book has been taking up a bulk of my time this month because it's just, I don't have that much time. And this one is a slow one to get through, and that is Midnight Tides. Malazan books really slow me down. It's just, they're hard, they can be hard to get through sometimes because it just takes me longer to read them. That's just how it is. I do enjoy them. This one is very interesting. I don't know if it trumps Memories of Ice yet, but I haven't finished it. I still have about 150 pages to go. Memories of Ice overall was definitely amazing. So this one, I think the ending might prove, or I don't know. We'll see. This is a lot of people's favorites. There are definitely two characters, Tehol and Bug, that everybody loves, and I do concur. I do really like them. But like the other half of the story is kind of interesting, but low-key really depressing, and I also know where the story is going because this is kind of a prequel to some of the events that have happened in another book, and that sometimes takes the steam out of stories for me if I know the ending. We shall see. Hopefully I'll finish this up, and yeah, that's what I tried to read in January. All right, so February. What am I going to try to get done in February? That's a good question because I didn't get much done in January. I'm still going to have ambitious goals because that's just who I am. I'm going to plan is to finish Light of the Jedi, finish Midnight Tides, finish Crime and Punishment. That's the first three bases. Light of the Jedi is the back burner. Outside of that, I definitely have a few ideas. I was going to start Eye of the World this month, but I decided to put off Wheel of Time. I don't know when I'm going to start Wheel of Time. Tentatively, I'm going to go for May, and we'll see what happens. But again, we'll see how that goes. I am starting something with a bunch of friends. We started a Discord server called the Shelf Published Discord server, and we are exclusively dedicated to reading and promoting self-published authors, books, etc., and that whole process. The first buddy read we have for February is Wildcat by J.P. Harker. This is really, honestly, I feel like self-published authors get the best covers because they have the most freedom with it, and this is just so cool. I think it's the first in a 3 or 4 book series by now, and I've heard good things about it from people on the Discord server. I don't know much about the plot other than what's on the back, which, yay for fantasy names, first of all. Riowin of the Caterin is conflicted about giving up a warrior's life to become a wife and mother, but her love for her new husband is enough to at least make her consider it. However, with conquering Gaians moving ever closer to her homeland, a peaceful life may no longer be an option for Rhea or any of her people. With rival tribes, old suitors, and the dangerous General Lepidus to contend with, Rhea soon finds her new family in unprecedented danger, and her choices now must be about more than just herself. Yeah, that's all I know about this. So, warrior woman conflicted about where her life is going. Sounds interesting. I'm excited. Stay tuned for more. The next books, of course, is a continuation of another series I'm reading. I'm reading book 5 in The Expanse. I've heard this is probably the peak book in the series, or this is the, long series tend to have a slog. This is the one before the slog. But we will see. I will let you know further on that when I do my full series review. So far, I love this series and I love where it's going. I don't even know where it's going after, because every book is kind of a nice self-contained story. I feel like anything could happen. I'm excited to continue the series. Let's just say that. Next book I'm going to read is currently a load-bearing book. In the book behind is one of two. It's a load-bearing book right now. In the Tetris behind me, so I'm not going to pull it out. But that is Bone Hunters. I plan on continuing. If I can get done with Midnight Tides and I have time in this month, I'm going to continue it. If not, I'm going to move Bone Hunters next month and push my Malazan read along back 1 month, which is fine. Hopefully I'll be able to do that, but I just want to stay consistent on Malazan because that's the big series. That and the Expanse I'm committed to right now. I'm trying to, of course, weigh the different series that I have started and maybe continue others. We will see. But those are the few books that I'm continuing and, completing this month, hopefully, time permitting, which is always kind of just time. Time is a funny thing for me. So I look forward. If you want to join Shelf Space Discord or Shelf Publish, there'll be links down below. Come, talk, discuss. We're great communities, and come talk with us about books. If you would like to purchase any of the books, links are down below. If you like this video, give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit notifications if you want to keep track of me as well, which is not creepy at all. Have a great rest of your night.